last news story, Swinny's Worlds collide, as this week we've got the reveal of a new wrestling RPG called WrestleQuest. This is sick, Swinny. Take it away.
Yeah, so this was very unexpected, and it's so. If anyone watching on YouTube can see, we're talking about like a pixel kind of sprite-based wrestling RPG that's coming to all platforms this year in Q3. Developed by Mega Cat Studios and published by Skybound Games. Skybound Games is the publisher that's owned by Robert Kirkman of Walking Dead fame and all that. So this game, I think, looks really cool. I've looked at some of the previous games that Mega Cat Studios have worked on, and none, I guess, spoke out to me. It's like, okay, I remember that being a great game or anything. But this looks cool. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of RPGs. I love my wrestling. And I love the concept they've got of this. So while this game does have some famous wrestlers I get to in a moment who's featuring in it, the story follows, fictional characters in a fictional story, and it's following the rise of Mustacho Man Randy Santos, which I think is a great name as someone that's like like obviously modeling his character based on Randy Savage and things like that, which is cool. And I guess the rise, I'm assuming from him, because it shows a young version in the trailer, going from being a jobber to main event superstar. So it actually does, in terms of the actual real life wrestlers, so it features Macho Man Randy Savage, as you'd expect based on the story, Road Warriors, Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake, Sgt Slaughter, Koko B Ware, Booker T, Diamond Dallas Page, Jeff Jarrett, apparently more. So all wrestling icons in their own ways. So some big names there. And
Before you move on, I thought all those characters are like licensed, they're sort of owned by the WWE or whatever promotion. Is that not the case, or
so a lot of, especially these older wrestlers,
Yeah.
and the wrestlers that have passed as well, a lot of them retain the rights to their characters because it was kind of before the days when
they got smart and started to own the IP of the character?
Well, this day and age, if you're a known wrestler, often, and if you join WWE, they will give you a new name, so they own the trademark.
Yeah,
and
that's
all
what I
that
was
stuff.
wondering.
No. When it comes to all these others, now there may be some that have legends deals with WWE or whatever that may need to negotiate. But generally speaking, especially the wrestlers that are still with us, because there are a few here that aren't.
True.
They can generally negotiate their own deals and licensing deals and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just wondering if they did a deal with WWE. I was very surprised, but maybe they didn't need to. So
there may be, for instance, like Andre the Giant. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe had to work with WWE on Andre's likeness and things, but just potentially. But I know a lot of the others, like Randy Savage, was not connected with WWE at the time that he passed. Very bad blood there between them two. But anyway, about the game itself, I think it looks cool. So gameplay is turn-based with reaction-based kind of skills and abilities. So I like the term reaction RPG. I think it's great. But basically it's like Paper Mario style. I played a lot of those last year and none this year yet. So but it's cool. I like the fact you have to pin enemies in a battle. I guess you get the HP down and you actually have to pin them in the turn-based battle to finish the battle. I just hope you're able to pin them all at once rather than have to go to each enemy to do it. But yeah, I think it looks really neat. Wouldn't have no idea if it's going to turn out to be great or trash, but I'm sure it will at least be a fun time. So I'm looking forward to that coming out.
Something different. It actually is insanely I was listening to this podcast and they're talking about wrestling games. Oh, it was actually a completely unnecessary podcast. And they're talking about wrestling games, how they're always about the wrestling and not the other aspects of the sports entertainment. And building the hype and all that kind of stuff. And it makes me laugh that there's a hype meter as well in the fight. It's this person, this is their dream game. It's here you go. Let's see if you buy it.
It's such in hindsight, it's such an easy concept to mix together. And I don't know if it's ever been done before. Maybe it has, and it's been on mobile, or it's maybe a Japanese only game or something. Because a lot of wrestling games have your ability to level your characters up and stuff, but this is very much obviously a turn-based RPG. It's not a wrestling game in any way by all accounts. So
yeah, and this is kind of my dream to make an AFL game that's crossed over with another genre. Maybe it has to be a AFL Souls game.
AFL Rhythm Heaven game.
That's not too bad. I like that. I like that. Maybe I should just do an AFL X, and it's well, actually, they ran a competition for 1 or 2 years called AFL X, so I couldn't use that AFL Cross, and I just mash it up with different genres. But that's the main part of the news this week.